Yeah, it's one that I've been looking forward to, and it seems to be taking ages to come because of the suspensions and the injury, but now it's finally here. You know, it's been a good week so far, and you know, I'm enjoying it, and you know, I'm looking forward to getting out there and putting in a good performance. I'm trying to treat it as a normal game, but you know, it's hard when you know, when it's number 400. Game one was away in France against London. I can't remember. I think we lost that game, but it were a good atmosphere, and you know, the boys were pretty good around me, and it was strange because I was a little bit quiet then, and but I soon came out of my shell after a few weeks, and you know, really started to enjoy being around Warrington. Not a chance. Not a chance. I can remember when I first came down, and I met the players at Wilderspool, and as I walked through the changing rooms and I saw what were going, all the changing rooms and that tunnel down to the pitch, I thought, what the hell have I come to here? And I thought Wakefield were bad, but this was, you know. But once you started playing on the ground, and you know, the atmosphere were massive, and it was ace. You know, I soon got used to it, and you know, I think when I decided to move down, and you know, 2 years later, I had a funny feeling that I'd be here for the rest of my career, really. It felt like it were at Wembley or Old Trafford. I tell you that, they were the packed in, you know, 12,000. They say 11,000, but I'm almost certain there were more than that. Nobody could move. They filled everything, and it was a great occasion. And you know, and I did it against my old club as well, so Wakefield. So you know, that was always a little bit extra special. But you know, we put in a real good performance that day, and it was end of an era, and it was fantastic. Did we make the? I think we made the 6 for the first time that year as well. So you know, it was you know, a memorable game, and you know, it's one game that I'll never forget, and I'll keep it up there for as long as I can. Yeah, it were great. It was fantastic. The first year was it were funny. Well, the first 2 years really. It was a funny week, and obviously the first one we wasn't there for 35 years, and the whole week was just fantastic. You know, everybody in the town was buzzing. We were buzzing, and we kind of knew as players that after that week of training, there was no way in the world that we were ever going to lose, and I can guarantee that if you ask the whole squad of 2009, they would agree with what I was saying. There was not a single chance that we were ever going to lose that game. I don't think there was one single ball dropped all week. Everybody were flat buzzing. We had back rowers playing half back. We had you know, Tyke. I think Tyke came in on the bench after his second game, I think, in you know, his professional game. But it didn't really matter who we put in that team that week. We were never going to lose. 2010 was same, Joe. The way that we went about it that week was fantastic, and the one thing that Joe sticks out in my mind that week for me, that was the best one. Not for the performance and that, but you know, I managed to walk out with my eldest daughter that week. You know, which was special and which was great for her. She loved it, and I've got a photo somewhere of, you know, of me and her on the podium lifting the Challenge Cup, which was fantastic. There's been a few games, and you know, I always loved playing in the Saints games early on in my Warrington career. And as you know, we never beat them, but you know, they were fantastic games to play in, and there were always one. I think Sean Long did us 3 or 4 times with his drop goal in the last minute, or we've been in the lead with 5 minutes to go, and they'd go and score 3 tries to nip us. But they were always tough, hard, and great games to play in. the most recent one sticks out. The Brisbane game. I thought that was a great performance by us, and I had goals. As I was growing up, I always said I wanted to be a professional rugby player. I wanted to challenge cup, and I think I wanted to play for England. And there was one last goal that I probably never achieved, and that was always to beat the Aussies. I always wanted to just beat the Aussies when I was playing, and I never done that in the international, but that one makes up for it a little bit. Well, there's plenty of games where you don't perform well, and I think the one that sticks out is I think we lost to St Helens 80-0 I think at one year at Saints, and that was kind of embarrassing. But I try not to. Well, I don't really think too much about them kind of games. It happened, and I'm pretty good at getting over stuff really quickly, and I try not to dwell on bad things that in games happen, and you just move on to the week after. I can't really say that. I love them all. Every player that I've played with, I don't think I've got a bad word to say really about anybody. But if anybody stands out, Woody was my best man at my wedding, and we got on really well, and he was always one that you can guarantee a laugh, or if you're feeling down, he'll always pick you back up with some kind of jokes. But I've been alongside Lee Brazy all his career, and and still get on with them all now. But I get on with everybody. They're all my best pals, and I love them all to bits. The toughest opponent I've played with is there's no. I don't think there's any tougher than Big Mozza. He's the man, isn't he? And when he was down in Australia, I watched. I didn't watch it, but I heard good things about him, and how the Aussies were loving him, and how he was going out there and bashing everybody. So when he came to Warrington, I was over the moon that I had somebody that I could follow and try to be like. But Mozza was the toughest opponent I played with. Yeah. Well, I've scored a few tries, 120 or something like that, but I'm not sure about. I don't know. I think I scored 4 in one game against Leeds, and I think for us to get to the semi-final, I think, and that was a memorable one. But it's just one of them things. You score. I don't remember half of them. But it's I scored one in the grand final, I think, and when we lost to Wigan, I think, and that was a memorable one in front of 70-odd, 80,000. So we'll put that one up there. No, never have any regrets. No matter what I do, and even in the bad times and some of the bad decisions that I've made over my career, regret is something that I don't even look into. So it makes you, all the bad things and the good things you do makes you what you are, and I like to think that I've turned out all right. Over the years, they've been 100% behind me, and I've loved every minute here at this club, and the fans have made it extra special for me. It's great. I get a buzz off when I hear the song going in the game, and I know it'll stop pretty soon, because we've got another Super Ben coming through, aren't we? Bennie who's trying to nick the label off me, but I might hand him over to him in 2 or 3 years' time. But keep going, and thank you all for coming to watch, and it's been fantastic with you guys.